Hello, everyone. If you're receiving this broadcast, that means it's time for some more SCP documentation declassification. Today, we will be looking at SCP-2287. It has an object class of safe, and the special containment procedures are as follows. SCP-2287 is a headless, humanoid white male who manifests multiple anomalous properties. Primary among these is that it is able to function as a living being despite lacking a head. The words Mr. Headless, from Little Mister's trademark by Dr. Wondertainment, are tattooed on the lower side of SCP-2287's back. Its exposed mech stump is covered with live skin. Radiographic examination has shown that the neck stump has only the bottom 4 cervical vertebrae, but there are no signs of spinal damage. The head-based functions which SCP-2287 is able to emulate include thought, hearing, and smell. It is able to speak, but has not demonstrated the ability to replicate the normal tonalities of a human voice. As well, it claims to be blind. It does not eat or breathe, and has claimed that its energy source may be some kind of amplified photosynthesis or something. See Interview Log 2287-41-B. Direct visual observation of SCP-2287's headlessness is not possible. Individuals who attempt to observe this will instead perceive headless versions of themselves, as seen from SCP-2287's perspective. Such individuals describe feeling disconnected from themselves, but are still able to control the movement of their own bodies, albeit with difficulty. The effect does not occur when SCP-2287 is viewed through any means other than the unaided human eye. SCP-2287's headlessness can be observed via live video transmission, in photographic prints, in mirrors, and through windows or lenses. Individuals who have undergone radial keratotomy have been unable to observe headlessness. No individuals who have undergone cataract surgery have as yet been available for testing. Motion detectors and similar monitoring equipment similarly show SCP-2287 to be headless. Despite this, SCP-2287 is capable of performing tasks which would require a head, such as wearing items of headgear, including masks, hats, scarves, headphones, nose plugs, earplugs, earrings, eyeglasses, lipstick, and barrettes. For a full list of items, see document 2287-N12. SCP-2287 was discovered in Redacted, Wisconsin on November 24th, year redacted, after a significant number of citizens appeared describing the anomalous effects of SCP-2287. Witnesses were given amnestic treatment, and SCP-2287 was contained without issue. I will now play for you the one interview log we have on file with SCP-2287.
Good evening, SCP-2287.
Hey, Dr. Howard. What's up? More hearing experiments?
No, actually, tonight is more of an interview. For instance, we were wondering what you could tell us about Dr. Wondertainment.
Okay. I'll tell you what I can, but I never actually saw her, but with the whole blind thing.
But you didn't interact with her?
With who? Oh, Dr. Wondertainment? Yeah, heck of a nice guy most of the time, I think. He said some really crazy ideas, like what he had in mind for me, see...
Wait. First you said her, then you said he.
What?
First you referred to Dr. Wondertainment as a woman, then as a man.
I don't understand what you mean. Like Dr. Wondertainment as an actual person? What are you talking about? You're confusing me.
But you just said... No, I'm sorry. I must have misheard. My bad.
Well, okay. For a minute there, you were making 0 sense at all. And they call me Headless. Huh.
Well, when you work for the Foundation for long enough, you discover many situations that don't entirely make sense. You did say, though, that Wondertainment had intended something specific for you?
Oh, yes, right. Well, basically, you know how during the holidays there's special holiday themed products?
Yes.
So basically, I'm a Halloween special. You follow?
That's it?
Yep, the way I heard, they were originally going to do Sweetie for Halloween, but I don't know. Some corporate garbage, executives sabotaging each other. You know how it goes. So I'm the backup plan. Sit me on the porch, I play dead, and then when the kids come by, woo, and I sit up and wave my arms at them. Show them my stump. Look, everyone's a headless monster. Lurch around, rawr, rawr, the whole deal. Dr. Wondertainment's Mr. Headless spooky Halloween fun for the whole family.
I see. And are you fun for the whole family? I mean,
Well, I guess so, for the most part. I mean, yeah, people enjoyed me, which is great, don't get me wrong, but I never really got it myself. I sit there, I get up, I stand around, I wave my arms. That's pretty much it. But people would be scared, and they'd have fun, and that's enough for me, or it was anyway, until you people got a hold of me. It'd be worse, I guess.
did you enjoy entertaining? Do you miss it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, it could get a bit boring when I'd have to stand around, sit around, waiting for people to show up. But it was really great hearing everyone's reaction on Halloween, no less. It's funny how people only find scary stuff funny one night a year? No matter how many times you live through a year, they only change their minds on Halloween.
Are you the only holiday themed,
Hey, you could say, Little Mister, I don't mind. It's what I am.
I suppose it sounds vaguely infantilizing to me.
It's what Dr. Wondertainment said we were called, so it's what we're called. But yeah, I'm the only holiday themed Little Mister. At first, Dr. Wondertainment was planning on having more of us. I remember she had all these ideas for Mr. Ramadan and Miss Maslanista and Mr. Diwali and Miss Yom Kippur and Mr. Hogmanay, but she never did anything with any of them.
How do you feel about that?
I never really thought about it, to be honest. I guess maybe he decided I'd be more interesting if I was the only one, or maybe he just changed his mind about doing holiday stuff. He changes his mind a lot. What do you get when there's a whole bunch of corporate jerks all making decisions against each other? That's why I'm Mr. Headless. Spooky Halloween fun for the whole family instead of Mr. Halloween.
Do you see yourself as scary?
I see myself as someone who brings surprise and excitement. When they get scared, that means I'm doing a good job. Although, well, it's been getting harder lately. The doctor's a one-man operation, and she doesn't realize, or didn't realize, how many kids wear glasses these days. And whenever I live through a year like this with cameras, stuff like that, the effect is pretty much ruined. I mean, yes, I'm still scary Mr. Headless, spooky Halloween fun for the whole family, but it doesn't seem to be as much fun for the people when they don't get to be headless with me.
Where we found you back in Wisconsin, could you tell us what you were doing there?
Where you found me? Well, I spent a few years there with this family. I think by that point they were consecutive years, but I couldn't swear to that. I do know that some of them were for sure years I hadn't lived in before. You know how a year always feels weird the first time around, right? It mostly feel like that. Anyway, so the family I was with, they mostly kept me in the attic, which was, well, it was quiet. I remember sometimes I could hear noises from downstairs if they were being loud enough, but usually it was quiet. I was pretty used to the smell. There was mildew and dust and old paper, and you know the way metal pipes smell when they get hot. It was like that. They'd bring me down for Halloween and then put me back up afterward. And then one Halloween, they didn't come get me, so I didn't come down that year. I know that year was definitely a new year. They didn't come get me the year after either, or the year after that. And that's when I started to get worried about them. So I went downstairs and I couldn't find anybody. Felt around everywhere, but all the furniture and stuff was all gone. Maybe they moved and forgot me?
And that's what led to you wandering the city streets?
Yeah, I waited around a few weeks and then somebody opened the door at the front porch where the candy bowl usually is, and they came in. I didn't recognize their voices, but an audience is an audience, right? So I went back downstairs from the attic, and they kind of freaked out, I guess. I mean, I'm used to hearing people scream, but not like that. One of them had what's it called? Metal thing. You hold it in your hand, and it makes a sort of pop noise, and it smells like chemicals, and people get hurt.
A gun?
Okay. One of them had a gun, which I only found out when I walked up to her and tried to feel her face, which I admit wasn't the best idea, but well, I was kind of lonely, to be honest, and I thought maybe she might be one of the people from the family, you know? I mean, yeah, I should have asked first, but I was lonely. And I was excited there was someone there. And I thought it was maybe somebody I knew, but it wasn't. And then there was all the screaming and gun noises. And this was bad screaming, not the fun kind at all, let me tell you. And then one of them was lying on the floor, smelling weird. That means he was dead, right? One of them was dead, and the others ran away. But they left the front door open, so I decided that was a good time as any to go outside. So then I'm walking in the streets, and there's cars all around me, and they're honking at each other, making all these crashing noises with glass breaking. And there were a lot of people screaming. And again, this is the bad screaming. But then I remembered there's usually a park close to the house, and I hoped that if I went there, with bushes and stuff I could hide in, I could at least stay out of trouble. So I made it there, and I remember thinking maybe I could get back to Dr. Wondertainment. She could fix things, help that guy from the house not be dead, figure out what went wrong, where the family went, or get somebody new to take me, and that's pretty much where you guys found me. She didn't send you, did she?
No, we intercepted some police reports.
Oh.
Tell me, why didn't you go back into the house, into the attic?
This is kind of embarrassing. When I was out in the street with all the cars, I kind of got turned around a bit, lost my bearings. I'm not used to being out in places that are bigger than just a house and a yard. I probably could have found the house again if there weren't so many screaming people and crashing cars, but well, I was starting to panic too, so I just went for the place that sounded like there weren't any buildings.
Ah, and why didn't you try to leave sooner?
Well, the front door wasn't open before that.
No, I mean, why did you wait so long before you even went downstairs, before you decided that maybe something was wrong with you having been left alone in the attic for so long?
Oh, well, I guess I didn't really care. I was just thinking the attic was really quiet and the smell wasn't too bad. Made it easy to think. That's something I do a lot, you know? While I'm waiting. Not much else to do.
What do you think about?
Just things. Things in general, the world, what it might be like, what it's like being me. Nothing specific, I guess.
But for 3 years?
Yeah. Why?
And that is the end of the SCP-2287 documentation. Have to say, another pretty good little mister. Seems pretty happy with the simple things in life. Spend most of his time staring at a wall. I do find it weird that he can't see. He can hear, and he can do a bunch of other, like, face-related stuff, but he can't see? Seems deliberately cruel. Also, when he seems to be experiencing time non-linearly, which is pretty interesting. He's talking about living years multiple times over. Not 100% sure what's going on with that, or why they can't seem to remember for more than a few seconds what gender Dr. Wondertainment is. You have to wonder if that's a design feature or a design flaw. Anyways, as usual, I have to pack up before the Foundation sends people to my current recording location. So if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you didn't like it, please tell me down in the comments why you didn't like it. If you did share the video around, that also helps these broadcasts immensely. I will play myself out. You all have a wonderful day.
No pet, no brain, but thoughts remain. 3 years alone, silent yet not gone. Walking the streets, no eyes to greet. Thinking so deep, without a peep. Headless, he's thinking, mind won't be shrinking. No head, just heart, he's a work of art. No face, no smile, yet thoughts so wild. No tongue, no sound, idea